Well, what's up, party people? My name is Nate. Today is day 74, and I want to first apologize for this video being uploaded a wee little bit late. As of now, my internet is not actually working. Not too sure what's going on there. Some Comcast error. My modem's just being stupid. So this video won't actually be uploaded till maybe tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I don't want to not have internet any later than that, because I have things I need to get done. But anyway, for day 74, we are to express our views. So I guess it's our views really on anything. So this is going to be a lot of just me rambling. So if you don't want to see a long video of me just saying things, then you can just leave now. That's fine. I understand. It's nothing personal. Just go. Stop making pop, chip on my sleepers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see that sunlight. Hopefully that was enough time for all of you who wanted to leave to actually leave now to start the ramblings. It says express our views, but it doesn't really say on what. And I guess that means I'm just going to talk about how I feel society is nowadays. Because personally, I think it's garbage. I think it's one of the worst things. It's just atrocious. And I think the main cause of that is just people not having respect for any other people. And it's really sad to see, but you see it everywhere. I mean, maybe I'm seeing it more now that I'm more in a city type of area, whereas when I was back home it was a lot more country and there's fewer people. So maybe people like more self-consciously acted nice to other people just because, I mean, you're in a smaller area, you know everyone. So, like, those small connections, if you, like, just act like a jerk to someone else, it's going to bite you in the butt. But in a bigger area, I mean, you just don't have that problem. It's like, if I act a jerk to you, I'll never see you again in my life. And so people just get in this mindset of, I can do whatever I want. And it's stupid. It's just a horrible, horrible thing for people to act that way. It's quite frankly one of the top things I think is the reason that our country sucks. Not just people. Like, it's really not too hard to do one extra thing to make someone happy. And you know what? They might not be the greatest person ever. They might not have done anything for you, but that still doesn't mean you can just say or just do something that would help them out in a situation. Just be a nice person. That's all I'm saying. To everyone. Like, if everyone just did that, if everyone was just kind to everyone else, if everyone understood, like, hey, that person right there, they have their own life. They don't have to get mad at me because I'm just a jerk doing something stupid. I'll just do this for them. Like, you don't have to ask for anything in return. Who cares? Just be a nice person. That's all I'm saying. That's like the main problem, I would say. Also, the fact that everyone nowadays is like opposed to the concept of delayed gratification, and really they just want their way instantaneously. Which you could make the claim that it's because technology has become so great. It's because we as people expect things to be done ASAP, and when they're not, we instantly get frustrated. That's why traffic's the worst thing. Really, I don't mind traffic. Like, sure, it's not the most fun to drive in, but I just get to sit and listen to music. How often do I get to do that in a busy schedule? Not very much. So, sometimes I feel it'd be best if people could understand that down the road, things you do are going to pay off. So, like, even though right now, doing this task, it really has no effect. It may seem. Later down it might. it might have like a crazy positive effect. So just do it, like, and that do it should be do something nice for people. So yeah, if people are just nice and they understood that everything doesn't need to happen right away. Because the problem with thinking that everything's going to happen right away is then you get mad when it doesn't. And that just makes a bunch of really crappy, upset people. And maybe I've learned this because I've worked retail for quite some time. But if something goes wrong, people will just instantly flip a switch. That's like, this is the worst thing ever. And really, it's not. I mean, that's probably why I try to joke around in every situation possible, is to keep the mood light. Because it's impressively fast how people can just turn from normal, average human being to complete psychopath. So, I don't know. I don't like people. I don't like what we've become. And I say what we've become. I've only been alive for like 22 years. I don't really know what we have become. I don't remember what people were like when I was like 1 year old. Maybe they sucked back then too. Maybe they were cool. I don't know. But I feel like every time I see depictions or hear stories of like the yesteryears, like everyone just seemed to cooperate a lot more and be more in tune with one another. It's like back then they understood that to progress forward they had to do that, but now people are just like, oh yeah, we've peaked, so let's just do what we want now. But we haven't really peaked. We're discovering new things every day. It's crazy. Like, just go on the news sometime. Just look up science things sometime. It's unbelievable how much of nothing we know, even though you think you know so much. Like, my favorite Louis C.K. quote. I can't load it up because I have no internet. But Louis C.K. has a quote that I absolutely love. And it's saying, like, you have no reason to be bored because, what is it? There are like millions upon billions of different things out there that you know none percent of. That's right, none percent of. So, I mean, that really just sums up everything. I mean, maybe not. It doesn't sum it up, but I really like the way he expresses that there's so much out there that we absolutely know nothing about. That, I mean, I'm applying it to a different situation, but you guys understand. Whatever. If anyone's even made it this far in the video, way to go. Give yourself a pat on the back. Take a little water break, just... I'm trying to think of what other things I could express my views about. I could talk about the whole Obamacare situation, but to be completely honest, I haven't really researched it enough. I just know nobody likes it, and that's not good. From what I have heard, the Canadian healthcare system is the best system, and that's just what we should do forever. So, I like an idea of everyone having healthcare, just because I'm a nice guy like that. People should have a way, like, if they get hurt, they should be able to go and get covered for it. And I realize people will take advantage of the system, and some people will just do stupid things, and that's what ruins it. But then again, that kind of goes back to the first thing where people are jerks, and they should just stop doing that. So you're going to have people abuse the system no matter what kind of system you put in play. That's just what people are. That's just what people do. But I think a universal healthcare should be something that just exists. So I think Obamacare is a step in the right direction. It's just not being executed right in any sort of way at all. It doesn't help that Obama just knows nothing about economics just whatsoever. Like, I don't know. Then again, like I said, I can't say too much on. I don't know a lot about politics, government, anything like that. Like, I'm an intro to American studies, and I'm just like, what is all this stuff he's saying? What are the views of big gun control? I grew up in a family that had guns. I mean, we all hunted. I learned about guns at a decently young age, which I just want to point out, I think kids nowadays should learn about guns, but not just have guns, if that makes sense, because that'd be easy enough to pull off with our society. But even it seems weird saying this. Like in school, they should have a course to learn about guns, but honestly, I feel like kids should be introduced to guns properly at a younger age. Not just be given a handgun and be like, hey, this is a gun, go shoot some birds or something. Like, no. Like, my parents did a really good job of, like, introducing me to like, a pellet gun, something really weak, that's not really going to do any damage, and just really driving points home, like, hey, this is how you work it, this end doesn't point at anyone that you don't intend to kill. Straight up. Like, that's what you're told. And it's something that probably couldn't kill someone with a little pellet gun. I mean, I'm sure you're going to say, oh, you could totally kill a gun. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But chances are you're probably just going to wound them. But they still drove that point home. And, I mean, it stuck. So, I feel like there should be some sort of education, because it's a lot worse when you just have a bunch of kids with guns that just have no idea what they are. You're just like, oh, look at this thing. Hey, Johnny. I mean, you run into a lot of problems with that. So maybe not like teach a class on it. That was a little extreme, but gun control, I feel like everyone should have the right to own guns. That's just something. Bear arms, that's an amendment. That's just how it is. I do also agree with the fact that you should have to go through some sort of process. Just because I feel like anyone just going out and just buying a gun. There's also the argument that, hey, these people are just going and getting the guns. If you put any regulations, it's not going to stop them. That's very true. But it will prevent some. And while that may be a minuscule amount, it's still helpful. So maybe they shouldn't have extremely strict regulations just because of the fact that most people are going to walk into a store and be like, hey, sir, I'd like to buy a gun. Here's all my information about my entire life. Like, those people probably are just going to go on a rampage someday. Probably not. But I feel like we need to regulate those who do own the guns more. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying there. Somehow regulate that whole thing. Also, marijuana should be legalized and taxed. Just tax the crap out of it, because that will help our economy a good amount. It honestly will. I don't smoke weed, but that would work. That would help a lot. Also, prostitution. You could do that too. Like, localize it to certain areas. I think they've actually done this somewhere. I thought I heard about it way back in the day. But you localize it to a central area, and you regulate it, and you tax it. You tax it hard. So you have people who have jobs. Maybe not the most glamorous of jobs, but they have jobs. They can feel glamorous about it. And government's getting money for it. It's not a bad idea. We'll just turn it into Amsterdam. Why not? So yeah, I think that's about as long as I want to make this video, because it's going to take a while to save and all that stuff. But that's some of my views on different topics, different things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far in the video, congrats, it's almost over. Actually, I'm just pretty much going to end it. So I'm tired. It's like 3 a.m. I'm going to bed. Have a good night, everyone. I don't even know how to end videos anymore. I'm just going to stop.